guys, it's Miss Nelson here. We are on lesson number 3. Just a real quick recap. Lesson 1, we read a informational text called Life in a Pond. Then day 2, we organized our thinking about what the topic of our book was about, why it was important, and then we came up with some examples from the story to back up why our topic was important, okay? So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our yummy ice cream sundae and we're going to put it into a writing piece. So I'm gonna scoot this one down. You should have yours beside you today. When you're working, have this beside you. It's to be used as a tool to help you keep your writing organized and to make sure that you include everything that you're supposed to in your writing today. Okay, so let me put this up here. All right. You see that okay? So my friends, what is the first thing we always do when we have paper in front of us? We write our name. So I'm going to write my name, Miss Nelson. And make sure you use your nicest handwriting, because this is going to be great practice for your performance task. So we can read all that hard work you've done, all right, Miss Nelson? And then you can put the date. Right? Okay, now we're going to look at our graphic organizer, our ice cream sundae scoop, and it's going to, where do we start? You can't just start with the ice cream, right? That will just, if you went to go make your ice cream, would you just start scooping ice cream? Heavens no, you'd go get a bowl first, right? So that's where we're gonna start off with, and that's where we're gonna start off in our writing. So we're going to first write what our topic was in our story, okay? So in our nicest handwriting, I'm going to start, oh, your paper's bigger than mine. Okay, the topic, and always start, remember, your sentence with a capital letter. Topic, and remember your spacing, just one finger spacing, no double or triple scoop spacing. The topic of the book, We always go back and reread our sentence to make sure we didn't forget any words, right? We want our sentences to make sense and have it as a complete thought. The topic of the book is ponds. And remember, when we do our writing, we don't have random capital letters in the middle of our words. Okay, the only words that should be capitalized, the only letters at the beginning of our sentence. All of our other letters, make sure you check your work, okay? And what am I missing? The topic of the book is ponds. That's my first complete thought, so I'm going to end it with a period. All right, then when you go back and look at your graphic organizer, what was the next part of your bowl? Explaining why it's important, okay? So I'm going to write, I think and what was it? Our topic, ponds. I think ponds are important. You hear how we stretch and say our words slowly and write down every letter we hear. I think ponds are important because they help animals. And that's what I had on my ice cream scoop. They help animals. All right. Now, just like we discussed yesterday, an ice cream sundae is better than just a single scoop of ice cream, right? So the more details, the more text evidence we can provide just makes our thinking that much more stronger, right? Because we can back it up with examples. So I'm going to start off with ponds. I'm going to use that first one, our vanilla ice cream scoop, about how they provide homes, right? Ponds are homes Ponds are home. Ponds are home. Remember, you don't have to list every single animal, just maybe one or two. For turtles. And I'm going to put beavers because those are cute. Okay, so there's one evidence. So I listed my topic. I wrote down what I thought, why it was important, and now I'm giving examples. Okay, so far I have the topic of the book is ponds. I think ponds are important because they help animals. Ponds are home for turtles and beavers. Okay, I'm going to look at my graphic organizer again, and I'm going to look at what my example 2 was, and I put a resting spot for ducks and swans. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one of those animals because I'm kind of running out of room. I'm going to put swans because they're beautiful. Swans use ponds to rest. Okay, so there's my example number 2. Swans use ponds to rest on, right? Just like we've been talking about animals, they do certain things to make sure that they stay alive, right? And if we didn't have ponds, swans may not have a very safe place to go to take that rest that they need before they continue on their journey. All right, and I have enough room, so I'm going to go ahead and write my third example as to why I think ponds are important. And let's see, I'm going to go back and look at my graphic organizer, and we wrote, let's see, food and water for the animals. And then we got the word plankton, and then we wrote down some of the animals. Raccoons and deer use ponds to get food and water. So let's see, let's think about this and put this in a nice complete sentence. We could put animals use ponds for food water. Okay. Plankton. Let's see. Animals use ponds for food and water. Plankton is a food that grows on top of the pond. Okay, and then you could also go and give examples of what kind of animals come to ponds to get food and water. I've run out of room, so I don't want to get squishy with my writing, okay? You've probably got a longer piece of paper to work with, okay? So every good writer, after they're done writing, goes back and reviews their paper, right? So we're checking to see if we capitalized all of our letters. We're checking to see we put punctuation. We're checking to make sure our writing makes sense, right? Because maybe we might have missed a word, okay? The topic of the book is ponds. I think ponds are important because they help animals. Ponds are home for turtles and beavers. Swans use ponds to rest on. Animals use ponds for food and water. Plankton is a food that grows on top of the pond. Okay? And then you could, again, add examples of what type of animals, like the raccoons and deers and the moose and the other animals that they list, but I have run out of room. Okay? So when you do your writing, again, you grab your graphic organizer, okay? You're going to use this to help you guide you into your writing. So remember, you start off with your bowl. If you're going to go get ice cream, right, you don't just scoop it and put it in your hand. You go get a bowl first. So just like that, we're going to list what our topic is first, okay? How are you going to eat your ice cream? We could say that the listing of why it's important kind of could be the spoon, don't you think? Don't we need a spoon to scoop out our ice cream? You don't want to scoop it out with your hands, right? So then you would use your spoon and tell us why it's an important topic. So my second sentence, I list why it's important. And then now that you've got all your proper tools, you can start scooping your ice cream and giving us text evidence that backs up your thinking of why something was important that the author wrote about. Okay, and if you have any questions, just reach out to your teachers and they'll be more than willing to help you. Do your best handwriting. Remember your finger spaces, punctuations, periods, stretching, and sounding out those words. I know you can do this. We've worked really hard all year. Okay, show us your best work. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.